Welcome back to Music City Corner. I'm going to say that again. Welcome back to Music City Corner. I am Mary Meyer.
And I'm Curtis Reed. We have a performance pack show for you today.
Yes, we do. In fact, Curtis, who's performing today for us?
I have no idea what you're referring to, Mary.
Really?
Nope.
How about the Nash Pack? Does that ring any bells for you?
Oh, those guys.
Oh, those guys.
Those
Curtis is going to be performing for us today on the show with Lynne of Sabre Music Entertainment Group, who has founded this group called the Nash Pack.
Yes, the Nash Pack is a modern-day take on the iconic Rat Pack, which had members like Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, and Sammy Davis Jr.
So you're kind of doing a little bit of the Rat Pack. Which one of these guys are you think?
I am a mixture of Frank Sinatra and Jerry Lewis.
Really?
Yes.
Well, that should be very interesting. Although I'm thinking here, now you have only been in Nashville for
2 months.
2 months.
Yep.
And in that 2 months, you have not only landed this co-hosting job on Music City Corner,
Yep.
but you are also working with Mel Rohde, the guest on our first show with Melodrama Theater.
As a writer, director, actor.
And now you're working with Lynne from Sabre Music Entertainment Group with
Through
this
Nash Pack,
with this Nash Pack. So I'm just putting on my producer hat here thinking maybe PBS show How to Move to Nashville and Become Famous in 60 Days.
Really? Because I was thinking Lifetime movie, The Curtis Reed Story.
No.
No? Too much?
Yeah, you know,
Okay.
the PBS thing might actually be a little bit much too, but it is
probably.
a very impressive amount of networking in 2 months.
Which is something that both of our guests on the show today do very well.
They
Lynne,
do.
through Sabre Music Entertainment, has booked countless musical acts and theater acts throughout the greater Nashville area.
And then Chazz Williams, who is a renowned saxophone player. I mean, he's played in front of Michael Jordan, Maya Angelou,
Double
the
wow.
President of the United States.
Oh, you know,
Very
actually,
impressive.
I play the saxophone too, so maybe
No, we've had enough of this. That's just
you're
enough.
probably right.
We're going to let the real talent play the saxophone on today's show.
I am not president worthy.
But Chazz Williams is, and we have watched some of his videos online, and you guys are in for a treat. It's going to be very exciting.
Let's just hope our inner fangirls do not come out on the show today.
Although mine is about to come out because you know what's coming up? The Nash Pack! It's Curtis Reed on the Nash Pack!
All right, guys, I think we should sing a song for the people. What do you think?
All right, I think this is just a song to sing to them.
They call you Lady Luck, but there is room for doubt. At times you have a very unladylike way of running out. You're on this date with me. The pickings have been lush. And yet, before this evening is over, you might give me the brush. You might forget your manners. You might refuse to stay. And so the best that I can do is pray. Luck, be a lady tonight. Luck, be a lady tonight. Luck, if you've ever been a lady to begin with. Luck, be a lady tonight. Luck, let a gentleman see.
Luck, let a gentleman see.
How nice a dame you can be.
How nice a dame you can I know the way you treated other guys you've been with.
Luck be a lady with me.
A lady never leaves her escort.
It isn't fair, it isn't nice.
A lady doesn't wander all over the room and blow on some other guy's dice.
I thought we were keeping this clean.
So let's keep the party polite. Never get out of my sight.
Stick with me, baby, I'm the fella you came in with.
Luck be a lady tonight.
All right, here we go.
I think I can do this.
Luck let a gentleman see.
Luck let a gentleman
How
see.
nice a dame you can be.
How nice a dame you can. I know the way you treated other guys you've been with.
Luck be a lady with me.
Everybody needs to know this. A lady never leaves her escort.
It isn't fair, it isn't nice.
Lady doesn't wander all over the room and blow on some other guy's dice.
So let's keep the party polite. Never get out of my sight. Stick with me, baby, I'm the fella you came in with. Luck be a lady. Boys, let's take it home. Luck be a lady.
Luck be a lady.
Luck be a lady.
Luck be a lady
tonight.
Well, how fun was that?
Isn't that great?
Wow,
That was
how'd
just
you get
awesome.
over here so fast?
The magic of television.
The magic of television.
Yep.
I'm telling you what, the Nash Pack people and our very own Curtis Reed right here with the
Thank
Nash
you.
Pack,
Thank
and
you.
also Ricky Lynne. And you are the one who came up with the idea for the Nash Pack, is that right?
Yes.
It's a brand new group
With a little bit of help of some other people.
with a
but-
little help from your friends.
Right.
That should be a song.
I think it is.
Really?
Beatles.
Awesome. So how did the idea for this group come about?
Well, I've been booking local entertainment for quite a while now. And so
Through the Sabre Entertainment Group.
Through my company,
that's
Sabre
neat.
Entertainment,
Okay.
yes. And through that, you tend to get an idea of what each location is looking for
Sure.
and style of entertainment and what's lacking and what the general public wants to hear and see.
Yeah.
And so I was meeting with a friend and a owner of a location called Venue 10.
Okay.
And he had just opened actually one location in Spring Hill and was telling me how much he was interested in having such a variety of entertainment
A different
at his
entertainment.
restaurant. Yeah. And of course, I certainly like that idea because I come from a theater and a music background. and I work with such a variety of artists anyway. I really focus on trying to make sure the artists that I work with, that I have a wide variety so that I can please everybody across the board.
Well, what kind of artists do you have with Sabre Entertainment?
Well, I have a mix, as far as music goes, I have a mix of, you know, blues and a couple of rock bands. I've got a rock band that's originally from Australia, and I also have a jive band that I do booking for. I had recently worked with a trio act that had just gotten the record deal, and I also work with some comedians, and I work with some theater groups, as well as dinner theater group, Mel Rohde and Melodrama. So I do a lot of booking for a variety of.
She's the woman to know. That's what you are.
Well, I certainly have
to know.
If you're looking for entertainment, I probably have some of the niche somewhere in the groups that I work with.
And I know, Curtis, you're into musical theater anyway. So I mean, how did you guys? And you're new to town, so how did you guys get to know each other? And
well, funny thing is, you know, Ricky had mentioned that she is also involved with Mel Rohde and Melodrama Theater, and that is
last show.
Exactly, and that is how Ricky and I met. And the rest is Nash Pack history. Nash
Pack history. And now this group is based off of a group that was from the 60s, is that right?
Well, the original Rat Pack, yeah, it was during the 60s. Really check my memory here, is it was Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin and
Sammy Davis Jr.
Thank you.
Which
Sammy,
one
I started to say Jerry Lewis, but it's Sammy Davis Jr. And so really the idea came about because, you know, a lot of times we go into the local nightclubs and, you know, you might have a really great act. Of course, this is Music City, but a lot of times it's just a band that's kind of playing in the background. And I also have a degree in musical theater. And so I've always had an interest in theater and music both, and pursued both of those careers actually myself. And so the idea of finding something that kind of teeters in the middle of all that.
Yeah.
I think Nashville is ready for that type of entertainment, even in the nightclub or restaurant scene. And so once those ideas started coming into mind, then it just went crazy. And the idea basically was to not really do an impersonation or necessarily a tribute to their original Rat Pack, but to come up with a Nashville's very own modern day type Rat Pack.
Yes, and Nashville's good for that kind of flavor of something new mixed with something old.
Right.
Exactly. And so I really wanted to not only interest the people that do remember the original Rat Pack, but also the younger generation, and kind of find a nice creative way to mix the two.
Sure.
And
you're looking for bookings.
Was lucky enough to find
this nice man. So I'm sure you're looking for bookings for the Nash Pack. They're a brand new group. So if you're a venue and you want to book it, how do you do that?
You can contact me through my company. I do have a website online. It's sabremusicentertainment.com, and that is spelled Sabre.
Right.
All right.
Music
like
Entertainment.
Sabre. That's fantastic.
And actually, I don't have the Nash Pack listed up there yet, but they will be soon.
But they'll be coming.
That is how new we are.
That Nash Pack or anyone else, that's fantastic. And if someone wants to purchase tickets, do they go to the same website, or how do they get those?
Well, it's going to depend on the venue that they're booked at.
Okay.
They most likely will not purchase tickets through my website. I do have that availability, but most of the time that's probably not going to be the case. And probably what they'll need to do in most cases is just contact the venue and either purchase their tickets directly through them, or at least make reservations. I know that the 2 dates that we have for sure set for in Nashville, it's a matter of calling, making your reservation, and then you will be charged your ticket price at the door when you come.
That's
see
fantastic.
The show.
Excellent.
Well, you mentioned earlier that you yourself had a career in music and theater, and I know that you have released a few CDs. You've traveled nationally,
Very
and I
nice.
want to know: is there any memorable moments on the road for you that just stand out?
Oh, well, probably some that I really shouldn't say. It's definitely not as glamorous
those.
as people that aren't in the business think
Probably
it is.
not.
Right.
No.
There
on
were
set is a lot of waiting.
Yeah, and
like
there
that.
was a lot of questions as to, was there going to be a room or a bed to sleep in that night, that kind of situation. But yeah, I mean, it was definitely a worldly experience and in most cases a good experience going on the road like that. I was on the road for 3 years straight and traveled and performed actually in every single one of the United States. And so that was
Great.
lots of
So
fun.
you were a performer, and now she is the brains and the money, the power woman in Nashville.
That she
the
is.
woman to know.
She also has a very unique hobby, or I can even say passion, which I find fascinating myself, and that is Soul Searchers, which is sort of a ghost hunters show, but with a special twist. Can you tell us a little bit about that too?
Sure. I've been doing a lot more film work in the last couple years, and so decided to put together a crew of film producers that I'm working with, and we are filming and doing a pilot that will hopefully end up at least being aired in local television stations. And what it is that if you live especially in the Williamson County area, there's tons of history and historical
there is tons
locations.
of history, absolutely. Everywhere
Right.
you turn, there is.
And so what we're doing is we're finding those locations, those historical locations. We're going in and we're interviewing. Usually it's the caretaker of that property who has tons of information. And so it's kind of going to be a historical special mixed with a paranormal ghost hunting thing in the tail end of it, because typically when you're talking about that much history, then you start to run into some ghost stories as well.
Absolutely.
And
We've heard a few, yes.
Yeah.
In the area.
And it turns out that the film crew that I'm specifically using for this series, we all have a great deal of past experiences and paranormal experiences.
That would be very interesting.
Yeah, so we're hoping that that we'll be able to get that show out and about for people to see, and I'm sure if we can, then it's also going to include tons of popular historical locations that people have seen around Williamson County.
That sounds great.
And for the skeptics out there, I know there are a few. You do have, he's a local firefighter, right? Who goes in and helps debunk if there's anything to debunk or come up with a logical explanation if there is one.
Right, that's correct. He works for the Spring Hill Fire Department, and I met him when I worked on another film project called the Fire Bell Project, and that's located in Spring Hill. And it turned out that he did very well on camera, and he'd never had any experience with that before. But it turned out that he, he was
sometimes they're just people who are natural.
he was definitely just a natural on film. So that combined with the fact that the job that he does, they have to have at least some type of training on a regular basis as far as constructural training.
Right.
Okay.
And so he'll come in with us, and if there's some type of stories or red flags about that pertain to the construction of the property that might be causing somebody to think that there's something paranormal, he can come in and explain things away, such as those. And debunk it. So
Also be interesting for both sides.
right,
Right.
Very
exactly.
interesting. So let's say that I am a new performer in town, singer, songwriter, actor. What recommendations would you give me?
Well, I recommend that you come to my company.
Ooh,
Absolutely.
give her a call.
Well, I came into town something like 20 years ago.
Just 20 years ago.
Yeah, came into town looking for that same thing.
Yeah.
And so I've lived all that, and I have a lot of past knowledge, experience with all of that, and believe it or not, even some of the same connections, because, you know, a lot of people, when they come to Nashville, they decide to stay here.
They do.
And so a lot of those connections that I made, even as far as 20 years ago, they're still involved in the music industry, and I'm still friends with them and stay in touch with them. But
and it is a transplant area. We were talking about that, about how
Absolutely.
people from different parts of the country and even the world come here. And absolutely.
And so, so I guess the main thing is that I have learned, that I'll say, is to stay true to yourself. And if you really want to do this, then don't give up, because that's what it takes.
That's fantastic advice.
It takes gusto.
Gusto. Thank you, Ricky. That's fantastic. And it's really nice to have you on the show today.
Well, I really
Sure
appreciate
appreciate
you guys
you coming
having me out.
and bringing this talent.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
I
stop.
feel lucky that I've got him in this group as well. So
Wonderful voice.
Well, I certainly have an absolute blast with Nash Pack. I absolutely love the other two gentlemen with me, who are Sheldon Kahan and Bakari King. They are phenomenal performers, big names in Nashville. I mean, at least to me, you know, the newbie who just came into town.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
Bakari
fantastic.
is involved with so much regional and community theater here. Sheldon is a
I'm
performer
sure that
himself.
most of the people have seen him somewhere in one performance or another.
Familiar faces.
If they're going out
Familiar
and
and new
watching
faces.
shows, then they've seen them at some point in time.
Yes.
Well, we thank you so much for being on the show,
Yes, thank
and
you,
you know,
Ricky.
thank you
you.
for finding me.
For all the
And
fun.
so we
Yes.
hope to have you back. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank
great to
you very
meet
much.
And Sabre Music Entertainment.
Yes.
Right? Mm-hmm. We'll look for them online, and they will be on our website too. That was amazing.
That was a fantastic
Awesome.
performance by Chazz Williams.
And I am a jazz fan now.
See,
I don't think I was before, and I am definitely a jazz fan now.
kind of feel like
really
I'm
good.
part of the club because I did play saxophone in high school.
No.
Well,
No.
you know.
You can be part of a different club,
no.
but not this club.
But we are extremely
Yes.
excited to have you
The real
on the show
talent.
today. So
Thank you.
welcome.
That's right.
Glad to be here.
Absolutely.
Thanks for coming, Chazz. So what age were you when you started playing?
Well, I started playing piano at
Nice.
age 9, and
I play piano.
did
Well, I do.
you do play piano?
I do play some. I used to play.
Okay.
Let's
well,
just go back to you, please.
No, I mean, you was probably better as far as piano goes. Started playing sax about 14, high school, and
Wow.
so been playing for about high school 4 years now.
For 4 years now. That's amazing.
That is incredible.
That's amazing.
Incredible.
4 years. So how did your
property.
love for sax develop? I mean,
Well, I'm from a musical family for the most part. No one played sax, but when I got to high school, I couldn't be a drummer because I thought that in the band I was in, I could play a drum set
okay.
because I loved, percussion.
Right.
And discovered that it was a marching band. They didn't have drum sets in a
Not
marching
unless it's
band.
on wheels
that's
now.
true.
Exactly.
That's true.
And carting that
Yeah.
thing was difficult. So
Yes.
I
yes.
saw the sax laying on the table and it looked so
Yeah.
cool. I thought I'd play it. It's not a very
It's a lot
deep
lighter
story.
for marching band too.
Yeah.
I did marching band too. Are
can't
we
hit
all
it.
marching band geeks?
I was a
Oh,
marching band
Oh.
geek, yeah.
This is
We're
a family.
connected now. It is. It's a family. All in the family.
There you go.
And you're from Chicago.
Born and raised. Yeah.
That is awesome.
Nice, Midwestern.
And I noticed in your bio that you said that your sound sort of embodies the Chicago jazz style. Does that differ from New Orleans jazz or Harlem jazz?
I think I'd have to say yes to that. It's really based on the experience of the player. I feel that Chicago is so who I am.
Right.
And
Sure.
the players from Chicago kind of have an urban sound for the most part, even in the straight ahead jazz genre. It's a little different than what you'd find in New Orleans, you got Zydeco influences there.
Right.
Yeah.
We have a lot of blues influence.
That's true.
And New York has their own flavor. So yeah,
Right,
there'd be a
right.
difference there.
It's
Absolutely.
lots of fun. And you've gotten the chance to play for all kinds of people that,
Yeah.
with CeCe Winans you played with. I'm going to have to look at my notes. Anita Baker, the OJs, and then you've got to play for or open for Maya Angelou,
Yes.
Michael Jordan,
Yes.
The president, just a few
just
people.
the president. Well, I was going to mention the PBS special. But
Right.
fine, we'll go with
I'm
president,
sorry.
Which president was it?
Well, I'm going to date myself, but
Okay.
this was President Bill Clinton on his way out.
He didn't just graduate high school.
No, who told you that?
But also a fellow sax player
That's
and lover,
right.
so that's kind of
Absolutely.
awesome.
That is
Very
wonderful.
cool.
Yeah.
That is really neat. Do you have any memories from that? I mean, that's
Yeah.
some really neat experiences.
That was a great experience. There was a lot going on in our country during that time,
Right.
and the president was he was shortly going to leave office, and so that was the height of a lot of scandal and things of that nature. Well,
Sure.
the interesting thing was at that show, after we were done, the president came. I was actually playing with the CeCe Winans ensemble at that point,
Oh, awesome.
but he came right to me, and we started this conversation. As you mentioned, he's a sax
Oh,
player
that is
Right.
really
as
neat.
well. And so we got to talk for about 10 minutes just about saxophones. He told me all the horns he's got and who, his influences were and this kind of thing. I was just in awe because you forget about all of that stuff and
Right.
you just recognize this man is our president and
Right.
I am engaging him in a conversation. So it's pretty awesome.
That's not about world affairs, but actually about
Yeah,
saxophone.
and we need to
That's
thank him one more time for sitting here with us because you just heard that.
Right.
So thanks
Right.
again. Here
So-
in Nashville.
We also heard that your musical performances have actually allowed you the opportunity to travel. What are some of the places that you traveled to?
Yeah. New York, Cozumel, Mexico,
Nice.
Jamaica.
Nice.
Did a tour in the Cayman Islands region as well, the Grand Caymans. And so it kind of goes on and on.
Well, you heard the man because probably there's a way that you can book Chazz for your events. So if you're in New Orleans and or wherever else,
Yes.
Nashville or Florida, he's not been to Europe yet.
No.
So this is going on the web.
We're
And where do
really
you want to
pushing
go?
for Chazz to travel.
He wants to travel.
Thank you.
Give him a
Yes.
call.
Yeah.
Please do.
Yeah.
Well, the best way to reach me would be via Facebook. I have
Okay.
a Facebook artist page. It's Chazz Williams, and that's spelled Chazz Williams, smooth sax. So Chazz Williams, smooth sax.
If you do the onesie, you get the basketball player.
Right. You know
That's
about
so
this
different.
guy. Yes. He's a slight bit taller than I am.
Just slightly.
Just
yeah.
a touch.
Just
But-
6'1" guy. So what about a solo album? I hear that is in the works.
I do have a project that's about 3/4 of the way finished.
Okay.
This one is a praise and worship instrumental project.
Oh, excellent.
For the most part. Song You Heard Me Do is going to be on that project. So it doesn't sound like gospel all the way through or
Sure, 'cause
worship
it's
music.
saxophone, so that would be an
Yes.
interesting mix.
So it's got a nice jazz flavor. There are some background vocals that kind of give you an idea what's really supposed to be the message there. But yeah, so I'm excited about it. Releasing soon, hopefully the early part of this year.
That's
2015.
fantastic. Well, make sure you let us know so we can get that on the website when it is
Absolutely.
available.
And we also have one more live performance for you today. Can you tell us a bit about the song that you're going to perform for us next?
Sure. The song I'm going to do for you now is an original song. It's influenced by a Christian song, but I entitled it In Love With You.
Chazz, thank you so much for being with us here on Music City Corner. We are going to have his performance live next, and thank you so much
Can't
for being
wait.
here.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Appreciate
So
it.
great to meet you. Thank
Nice to meet
you.
too.
Thank you.
Thanks to our guests today, Lynne of Sabre Music Entertainment.
The Nash Pack.
And Chazz Williams.
And you can book the Nash Pack for your event or venue by emailing nashpack@outlook.com.
You can also book Chazz Williams by emailing gochijazz@yahoo.com. If you'd like to follow Chazz Williams on Facebook, just like his page, Chazz Williams Smooth Sax.
That's right, and you can friend the Nash Pack on Facebook too at Nash Pack.
Absolutely.
And you're going to find these links on our website, musiccitycorner.com.
I'm Curtis Reed. This is Mary Meyer.
We'll see you next time at the corner. Thank you for watching this episode of Music City Corner, and you can click here to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Also, be sure to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google+, and, of course, musiccitycorner.com.